welcome back. We are rolling toward the end of the second week in June already. It's June the 12th. Once a month, we get to spend time with the master of trends, Gerald Celente, who has been on every radio and television show of merit for many years now. He is a man who has amazing vision. He collates that, of course, on all the data that he brings into his organization, peruses, and then steps forward and offers it up. We look ahead with Gerald every month, but it's almost too much to look around us rather than look ahead anymore, because the level of stress and angst is now almost off the charts. Welcome back, Gerald. How are you?
Hey, thanks for having me, Jeff. I'm doing well, thank you.
My pleasure. You know, it is true. Looking around one now is difficult enough, let alone looking ahead, where I don't know where it's going, but we know the general direction, and it's not up. It's down.
Well, you know, if you go to our website, trendsresearch.com, we have posted from December our top trends for 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one we had was the Panic of '08, Bye-Bye Dollars,
right,
and Economic 9/11. And we've been hit with an economic 9/11, and it's oil prices.
Sure.
And it's amazing that how people are, you know, they sense that everyone knows how bad it is, but people aren't prepared for what's going to happen next.
No, they're not. Not at all.
You know, I'm back east over here where we use fuel oil to heat our homes.
Sure.
How are people going to be able to afford this come the winter?
Well, they're not.
They're not.
They're simply not, and that's the bottom line. We have a national emergency here. No one's looking ahead. And, you know, there's another thing. There are businesses closing right and left now. There's going to be an avalanche of closed small and medium businesses throughout the summer and into the fall. The infrastructure of this country is rotting away. The weather is taking a vicious toll in many parts of the country. It's almost as if you can hear it, I can hear it, I think most of our listeners can hear it, and what I'm talking about is the creaking, the moaning, the straining, the cracking of the timbers as this whole thing begins to collapse inward. And that's what's happening.
You mentioned something as you were explaining this. You said we have a national emergency.
Oh, yeah.
And no one seems to be calling it that. That's perfectly put. This is a national emergency. The ship is sinking. And they're telling us, no, the band really sounds great. Wait till you hear them play this song.
Right.
And people like yourself and others, including myself, are saying, but you've put it as most succinctly as I've heard it said. This is a national emergency. I mean, can people just stay on this one subject? It's a national emergency. Well, I was just in a bank, and I was dealing with the bank manager, and I'm in the office, and I heard another bank officer speaking to another client,
mm-hmm.
and the woman was saying to the client, I'm really concerned about crime. Crime's really going to go up. She said, we have people coming in. They have to sell their insurance policies to buy fuel.
Oh, wow. Well, what's happening, and I might just tag on to that astute observation, thanks for reporting that, we are having now people who are literally having to resign their jobs because they cannot afford to get to work. They're quitting, folks. They're losing their jobs.
Here's what we're looking at, Jeff. There's a lot of talk going on, particularly coming out from the Fed and the Treasury Secretary, and now the word is that they're going to be protecting the dollar. And they're talking about raising interest rates. We all know that if they raise interest rates in an economy that's already going down, well, then you have a depression.
Absolutely.
We have one. We're going to go into one already, but you're guaranteed.
Listen, they can protect the dollar, Gerald, all they want. I'd like to hear those bastards, excuse me, start protecting American citizens.
Well, they're not interested in America.
You know that? I know that. That's right.
They could care. None of them care. If they did, we wouldn't be in these problems to begin with.
That's right.
But so what we're forecasting is that, yes, they are going to raise interest rates.
Yep.
Probably not right away, but they're going to start. They're going to probably definitely do it after the election.
Yep.
But here's where the real change comes about. Between now and then, there's going to be economic chaos. And when they do really pull the plug, they're going to pull the plug on the dollar. They're going to raise interest rates, but simultaneously they're going to devalue the dollar. That's what we're looking at. You're going to see a situation, all you have to do is go back to 2001, to Argentina. We're looking at the same kind of situation. We also believe that they will close the banks, and they will restrict how much money people will be able to take out. These are the kind of things that we're looking toward.
Well, all you have to do is look at Gerald's brilliant site, trendsjournal.com, and click on the Trends for 2008. A page will come up very quickly, which will take you to a list of the top trends of 2008. They're all right there, and you can subscribe to the Trends Journal. Just go to his website and get it. You'll be 6 to 12 months ahead of the curve on almost everything, every time. His data is second to none, and the analysis and the analyses that the data is put through is extraordinary. Gerald has been at it. How long now, Gerald?
Since 1980.
Yeah, long time. You've seen it all, but we've never seen anything this severe.
No, yeah, we've never, and thank you very much for what you said. No person living is going to see what we're going to go through. We're going through hyperinflation. What did corn prices do today? About a bushel of corn? I mean, they've gone up, 60-70% in the last year? 20% in the last month? This is a worldwide crisis, by the way. It's a whole... The fiat currencies are collapsing. They don't know what to do about it. People could talk about, conspiracy theorists, and they're doing this and they're doing that. They're not that bright. What we see is what we get. There's nobody behind the curtain in Oz. There's no one pulling the strings.
It's at virtually every significant level, it is out of control to a substantial degree. They're trying to manage it. They're trying to pull strings, but the thing is tumbling. It's gotten to be too big of a snowball to control. Interestingly enough, gold is down to its lowest level since May, down to $870. So for you folks who like gold, and if you can buy something, if you've got the capital to hold on to it, you've still got a great opportunity here. The Dow is still up in cuckoo land over 12,000. Crude is at 136, just so you'll know. The dollar is holding relatively firm at 73. It's kind of like we're looking at this thing as if nothing... You read the press. Do you see anything like we're talking about in the so-called media? People are just going along like things are... They're not normal. Look on the roads. I don't know where you are, Gerald, exactly, but there's about half the traffic there used to be.
Oh, yeah, the restaurants are empty. I just walked in from going out to dinner. The places are, everything is slowing down dramatically. The people know something's wrong. People are very unhappy. But look, we just went through this thing. If you want to talk about a charade, this whole Scott McClellan thing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was predictable. We're going to be issuing a Trends Journal just on this one topic. First, they came out and said, it's not